As with all officer-involved shootings in Pottawatomie County, this matter was referred for an independent investigation by the Iowa Division of Criminal Investigation, and that agency then submitted information to my office for a determination of whether or not criminal charges would be filed against any of the officers. In my review of this case, I personally looked at over 2,000 crime scene photos, 20 videos to include helicopter, body cam, cruiser cam, as well as area surveillance cameras. I listened to the taped interviews of all of the officers involved in the incident, and I also reviewed 911 call center traffic. I personally went to the scene after it was done being processed as well. My review of the officers' actions, as indicated in the report that I have handed out, indicates that they were fully justified in their use of deadly force in this incident, and I will be filing no charges against them. A summary of the events leading up to the shooting is as follows. Matthew Briggs was wanted in connection with a homicide in Omaha from earlier that morning in the Regency area. He abandoned his car around or in Mandan Park, which is in South Omaha, just off of 13th Street. He then carjacked a blue Camry in Bellevue at gunpoint. He led officers on a high-speed pursuit that went just over 23 miles, started in Bellevue, went north on 13th Street into Omaha, across the Veterans Memorial Highway into Council Bluffs, through the entire south side of Council Bluffs, south on Interstate 29, got off the interstate in Mills County at exit 42, headed on Bungie Avenue, then back north on Wabash Avenue, back into Council Bluffs. Speeds during this pursuit achieved rates over 100 miles an hour multiple times. At the corner of Valley View Drive and College Road near Iowa Western Community College, St. Patrick's Catholic Church, and College View Elementary School, Briggs' vehicle was stopped by Council Bluffs police officer Mark Archibald. He used what is called a pit maneuver. I've heard it defined in various ways. I call it pursuit intervention technique, but a pit maneuver is where the officer that is chasing or following places the front quarter panel of their vehicle against the rear of the vehicle being chased, knocks them out of line, causes them to spin out, and is a way to safely end a pursuit. Mark Archibald executed a successful pit maneuver. Lieutenant Gear then pinned the Camry up against a traffic sign. At this point, he looked up and saw Briggs pulling up and pointing a sawed-off 12-gauge shotgun directly at his face. Stiles also had the shotgun at one point pointed at him. Both officers immediately opened fire on Briggs. Gear fired the entirety of his 9mm handgun clip, which is 17 rounds. Stiles was carrying a .223 caliber rifle. He fired 6 rounds. Briggs was struck twice in the right hand, once in the left leg, once in the head. Officers stopped firing when Briggs dropped the shotgun, and his hands dropped to his side, and he stopped moving. Luckily for the officers involved, Briggs' shotgun jammed during the encounter. He had fired a shot with that shotgun through the door at the scene of the homicide in Regency. This is a pump shotgun, and he had not put a new round in. He had not ejected that. Lieutenant Gear's interview indicated that he was pumping that shotgun, trying to put another round in. You're going to see pictures here shortly. To be kind, the shotgun wasn't very well maintained. The ejector did not work. The spent round stayed in the barrel, and so it caused what's called a double feed, and so the live round went up against the spent round, and so it wasn't able to get into place to where it could fire. And so luckily for the officers, he was not able to get that shot off before the threat was ended. The spent, so recovered from the passenger seat of the vehicle of the blue Camry at the time was that sawed-off pump shotgun 12-gauge. Also directly underneath that was a loaded .380, a Taurus .380 ACP handgun with full clip and one in the chamber. At the foot of the passenger seat, a backpack was recovered. In that backpack were 2 loaded revolvers. One was .22 caliber, one was a .32 caliber. Also 2 different knives, a set of brass knuckles, additional ammo for the 12-gauge and the .380, and 23.6 grams of methamphetamine. Recovered from Briggs' front pants pocket when he was at the hospital was another baggie which field tested positive for cocaine with indications that it had been combined with fentanyl as well. The photos, the videos, the physical evidence were all consistent with the officer interviews. All the evidence leads to the conclusion that the officers' actions were justified and that they had a reasonable belief that deadly force was to be used against them when the shotgun was raised and pointed at them.